Have I vlogged much here? I don't think so. I had every intention of really covering this conference that I'm at. It's called TravelCon. I've been here for, this is my second day. In fact, I got to get out of here because the seminars are starting soon. Sharpening the saw, like I had mentioned yesterday. Looking forward to seeing a couple of speakers today. And I think by the end of the day, I really want to take a ride around. And I don't want to drive blindly, but I want to talk to the people from the Portland table. I want to get a different perspective on Portland. I'm downtown, and I've been seeing what I'm seeing, and I just want to get a different perspective, and I want to feel better about where I am. Because right now, I don't feel really good about where I am. And there's a lot of reasons, but I don't think we'll get into that. Let's talk about the positive. Let's find some cool places in Portland later on today, especially some places to maybe photograph or at least see the city, overall city. I have a couple of things in mind. Anyway, let's get the day started. Heading over to TravelCon at the Convention Center.
And hopefully these very basic tools give you a little bit of a sense of how to get out of your head and into your audience's head, put them first, and bring them on an adventure. Because when you're having fun, so is everyone else. Thank you.
You know, I don't know if I talk about... this lighting's harsh, isn't it? I don't look that bad. I don't know if I talk about it much here on my YouTube channel, but I use AI quite a bit in my blog posts. A couple of different websites I'm running, The Roaming Cat, The Roaming Cats, which is all AI cat creation and story creation. And then my 50 at 60 site, which is what I'm kind of creating videos for this year. So I've been talking about how I am not digging Portland. Been pretty open about that. So I just got out of a little AI seminar or class or whatever you want to call it. It was a workshop. The presenter would talk about some things, present some things, and then the tables were set up so it was like a round table discussion with everybody that was at your table about how you're using AI, ethicalness, and the topic was ethics in AI. And it really got me thinking. I'm pretty upfront with how I express how I'm using AI on the blog. I want to do more of that. And I want to do more of interjecting my own voice, perhaps arguing with the results I get from AI, but certainly being transparent as I continue. What I did just now, and this is kind of fun, I told ChatGPT exactly how I felt about the city. And I told it, look, I got a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half to drive around a little bit in the city. I have the dashboard action cam happening, and I might just pop in and say a few things as I'm going. So kind of a little fun lunchtime experiment. So I'm about a couple blocks from the convention center now. Cautiously trying to drive.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Northwest 10th Avenue.
A couple of tents to my left, another tent to the right. Oh, this is sad. Now, I don't know if you can see it. There's another. It'd be one thing if we're camping. You know, we're just camping in the city, but there's 8 tents across the way in the grass. They're not camping. I think they're just trying to survive. All right, so we're now crossing the bridge from the convention center back over to the west side of the city. This is the side that my hotel's on. This is also the side where I've seen a bunch of higher-end condos, some waterfront units down there to my right. My first stop here is a place called the Pearl District. To my left, I believe, is the Chinatown area. In fact, that's exactly what it is. A tour guide I'm not. I'm just sharing my perspective here. So there's these trams here in the city. I'm not really sure when you're allowed to drive in the tram lane. Guy at the front desk told me you're supposed to wait till the last minute, and then, say for instance, you're making a right-hand turn, you got to cross 3 lanes. You're supposed to do that at the last minute. I don't know how true that is. All right, so it has me. I've arrived in the Pearl District, and maybe I don't really know what I'm doing here, which is really a fact. I don't know where I'm supposed to be here. There's a sign there on the corner of Lovejoy and 12th Avenue, it looks like. Yep, Northwest 12th Avenue. So just a Chipotle to my right. There's the Pearl District signage on the street lamps. And so I'm definitely in the Pearl District. And I must say, it just seems safer, cleaner, and pretty with the trees and things. Again, tour guide I'm not. So this next little place, it has me arriving there in about 9 minutes, about almost 4 miles away. A place called Washington Park. Looking at the signs, I'm still in the Pearl District. According to the signs, I'm not sure if you're allowed to make a right on red here, so I will cautiously wait. I see somebody flying through the intersection here, so good thing I waited. Okay, so this area here, this is probably where I should have been looking. So I'm on the corner of Gleason and Northwest 13th Avenue. And to my right, I see a bunch of shops. This looks like it could have been an old factory. Targi, Ivy, like a boot place. But to my left is, looks like a restaurant row kind of a thing, you know? Oh yeah, tons of places to eat. Looks like a lot of outdoor seating. Some of those venues that we created right during the pandemic where you could eat outside, saw a lot of them in New York City. There was a bunch of those there. So that's the area that I would probably want to hang out. Those intersections.
Go past this light, then at the next one, turn left.
Alright, probably get in the left lane here after this guy. So that's the intersection I would go to. And I'll kind of mention that in the blog post. Because
at the light, turn left onto Northwest 16th Avenue. Then keep left to merge onto I-405 South toward US 26.
Well, that would be me right here. I think ChatGPT's journey is going to be a little longer than it presented itself to be. Well, that's a strange place for a tent. 2 tents to the right there in the interstate. So basically what ChatGPT's done is taken me to the newest and most renovated area of the city and to the zoo. I don't want to go to a zoo right now. Although I hear the trees are pretty. There's a tree that I've heard of up here. I'm not sure if it's in this zoo or where it's at. It blooms orange, I believe. I've seen pictures of it. Could have ChatGPT create a picture of it. There's probably a ton to explore up here. I could probably spend a couple of days exploring this area, so it's taking me up pretty high too. Maybe I'll get a view of the city. The other zoo. It's going to be a miracle if I post any of this.
Stop sign.
You know, one thing I didn't factor into this was lunch. All right, so I'm not really equipped to go on a hike, but it's a nice drive. Got me out of the city anyway. Well, I hope I can make this turn. This came from a recommendation from somebody I talked to go to Pittock Mansion or Pittock Mansion.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Northwest Hermosa Boulevard.
I'm dying to get a view of the city, and I know midday is not the best time to come here. Again, I'll probably create an AI image of the view here at sunrise. That journey took me, to make the U-turn, took me up into a nice little area, nice little neighborhood, not sure of the name of it. I was downtown and I was judging Portland by downtown. And I got out of town and it's nice. When I travel the country this year, I really want to spend a lot of time in small towns. For whatever reason, that's what I'm interested in. Maybe my age, maybe my slowing down in life.
Turn right onto Northwest Pittock Drive.
Wanting to appreciate beauty and a different pace. We are driving into an area called Pittock, Pittock Mansion. And although I'm not really interested in the mansion itself, I'm interested in the view of Portland, and that's what's driving me up here. I mean, my car is driving
Turn
me up
left.
here, but
Then the destination is on your left.
we'll turn left where is the question. Pay to park, of course. Welcome to Portland. Let it be known that all over the parking lot there were signs about not leaving valuables in your car to prevent smash and grab situations. Any normal city would have that, but I'm a little extra cautious in a city like this. Sad, but it's common sense. So this is a trail that you can take apparently to get up to this area. I'm not gonna walk down there because I don't have stuff with me, but it looks like a really nice hike actually. If I knew where to park, maybe I could come up here for sunrise. But I snapped a couple of shots, that's what it looks like. So yeah, there's all these amazing hiking trails around here. Just have a totally different vibe going on now. You know, I've been in the city for a couple of days and I was getting a little bit down, and just realized it's really up to me, and well, you as well, as a traveler, as somebody that's trying to, you know, partake in the beauty of your country or wherever you are, your small town, your big city. If things aren't happening, you know, get out. Go somewhere pretty. Go somewhere beautiful. Go somewhere that's well maintained. Appreciate the beauty that's around you, though. You know what I realized? I'm standing in a pile of broken glass right now. There was a car window that was shattered right where I'm standing. Two things. One, if things aren't happening while you're traveling, or for you, if you're not finding the beauty that's around you, try to get out and find it, That's what I did today. I have a better feeling for what is around me. I don't have a better feeling for this city, and that's fine. I'll probably never come back. I might come back to use it as a stopping point to go to other parts of the state, small towns, Hood River, Mount Hood, Columbia River Gorge, Crater Lake. That's the kind of stuff I'm into. I'm into small towns. I'm into exploring, looking for landscape images. I like cities, but I like safety too. Talked to a security guy. I said, "Hey, I'm here for the first time. What do you recommend I avoid?" His short answer was Portland. I talked to a bartender at an Italian restaurant. I tend to eat at the bar. I wasn't drinking. I haven't drank since the beginning of January, by the way. Not that that means anything to your life, but she is a mother, and we were talking about how tough it is to live in areas like this where the real estate's out of control. And she's thinking about moving to Alaska. She's lived here all her life, and she's heartbroken to see what's been happening to her own city. Just talked to an older lady that was working the cash register at one of these food places here in the convention center. And I asked her, I said, "Give me your honest opinion of what's going on in your city." And she opened up to me for a little while. And when I left, she's like, "Thank you for asking that question." She likes to try to think positively about the direction of the city. But the reality is she used to ride 12 miles a day on her bicycle to come to work. And ever since COVID and the city changed, she just doesn't feel safe doing that. And I was heartbroken, This is where she grew up. This is her city. So for whatever it's worth, I don't claim to have any answers here. I'm just giving my perspective. And I'm going to be very honest. I'm not going to be one of those influencers that gets paid to go out and give a perspective on a city and gets paid by a travel bureau and all that. I mean, I'm at a conference here where that's really what they're talking about. Branding and working with bureaus and agencies and all sorts of things. I would love to monetize my content someday, but I want to be truthful too. I'm not going to make stuff up. This is my perspective. As somebody who's been all over Europe, I've probably backpacked Europe 8 or 10 times. I've been to Asia. I've been to South America a couple of times, 3 or 4 times actually, with both work and personal. Been all over the country and continue to travel around my country. I'm going to call it like it is. I'm still a little cautious, extremely cautious when I'm in a city like Portland. And it's a shame, Is this the bottom? Have we already reached the bottom? I don't know. I don't have the answer. I do know that I have a couple of seminars I want to get to today. And I don't know if any of this is going to be on the blog, but maybe some of it will. Portland. I'll be here again, I'm sure. I hope. But at this point, I'm not looking forward to it. Yet. All right, I'll catch you later.